I lived in Chinatown with Greta and this other guy, Ariel Schulman, who is a filmmaker who made that movie Catfish. Ariel and his brother Yaniv they had a studio nearby on Broadway, and across the street I had a studio with Josh and Benny, and then one flight down Greta had a studio with Lena Dunham, all in the same building. But so we were all working together and walking back and forth to work all the time and stuff. And Greta and I had been best friends for a couple years from film festivals and stuff. But we shared this apartment in Chinatown, and then I was working on another movie at the time, and she came home and she said, Noah and I wrote a script, and it's about this apartment. And I was like, what? And she was like, you should read it because there's somebody who kind of is based on you in it. And I was like, okay.
Tell me the story of us.
Again? We are going to take over the world.
I was working on this other movie, so I would come home exhausted, and I'd come up the stairs of this Chinatown walk-up apartment. There's so many stairs, and I'd get in the apartment, and I'd walk inside, and in the living room is like a film crew, Greta, and like a guy who kind of looks like me, and then I'd be like, what's going on here, you know? And so that went on for like 3 or 4 days, and then eventually I had a conversation with Noah, and I was like, I should just design this movie. It just makes sense. Noah's 10 years older, and so he got to look at our group from somebody who had already gotten through it, and I think that it was amazing to be at that age and be making a movie where it was so succinctly expressed what it's like to be that age. I'm super proud of Francis.
Yeah.
It's very hard for me to rewatch it. Since it came out, I haven't watched it again. But it's probably only because I know the movie so well, and I don't. It's like looking at old photos.
Yeah, it's nostalgia.
Yeah, that was our life. That was our life in Chinatown at the time.
Why did you choose to make this movie in black and white? I know that I think you mentioned a country in an interview that it's in color and you have to watch it in color.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true or if Noah was lying about that just to make me check it in color. but I did check every shot in color and in black and white before we rolled. There was, I think, without sounding pretentious, which inherently it will.
Don't worry.
I think there was a little bit of it that was like, okay, we're making like a story about this age and in this era, and it's very contemporary, and the jokes are very contemporary, and we know that the jokes are going to date themselves. How can we use cinematic language of like post-war French New Wave or Italian neorealism in order to make these jokes funnier because we are putting it through the lens of high cinema, you know, like the titles, the font for the titles we stole from, I think it was Love on the Run, or it was Bed and Board, one of the later Antoine de Venel, Truffaut movies. But it was like all those considerations were always like, okay, like let's play with this haughty, pretentious language of cinema because we're telling such a small story, and it will help elevate the story, you know. Even the choice to go to Paris, it's like all of these things were like the gag is hidden by the pretension, and the pretension itself is the joke, you know. So I think that's part of it.